Good evening, welcome to the latest live edition of Last Ball Boxing. Only right that we do it live on the weekend before Leigh Wood's fight. Joined by, I'm going to go closest to home then furthest away. So Andy's first. Good evening, Andy.
Evening, mate. You're right.
And then it's Brett. So you know I haven't got my geography wrong. Brett's in Nottingham. So good evening, Brett.
Good evening, boys.
And then a proper traveller who don't moan about having to get on a plane. Orkan, how you going, Orkan?
I'm all good, thank you.
So let's jump straight into it. So, Brett, we understand you're driving, mate. So if you drop out, we understand because Wi-Fi might not be great. But first question is, after this last weekend's damp squid in Times Square and in Saudia, do we think we're in danger of getting too many big fights on consecutive weeks? Now, apparently, consecutive means after each other, just help you out. So, coming to you first, Brett. You know, before Saudi, it used to be about 4 big fights a year. We built up to it. Are we in danger of watering down the product a little bit?
I think what last weekend taught me, which was, you're right, mate. Sometimes the amount of fights that are put in front of us, we're taking it for granted. And in terms of like, you know, I was so buzzing for that weekend, and it underperformed on all levels. And I think one of the reasons for me as well is the fact that Turkey's obviously monopolised everything, and he's making these fights happen. But the atmosphere on night one in the Times Square, it was almost like it's not even a small hall show. It was celebrities that couldn't give a shit. The fighters couldn't really get off it. There was no real atmosphere. And if we're going to see things like that, and I hope he reconsiders this Alcatraz thing now, it's not going to work. You need live audiences to get behind it. We're going to be in front of 10,000 screaming fans tomorrow, and it might just pull one of those fighters through. Sorry, on Saturday night, it might just pull one of those fighters through. But there's nothing to be said for the fact that, what was it, 2 of those fights over the weekend with low audiences had low output. And the reason for the low output, it's got to be adrenaline, surely. It's got to be adrenaline.
Yeah. Coming to you, Orkan, what are your thoughts? Because you travel the world like you like to remind us every week when you're on the show that you travel the world. So what are your thoughts about having shows in New York and in Saudi where maybe there's no crowd?
I think for me, it's too much shows at the same weekend. They should have it more on different weekends. For example, 2 pay-per-views 2 days in a row. Even you could get them, if you ordered both, you could get some money off to book both. But I would like to have one big show a week or a month. Yeah. I think it's too much. And in the weekend of July 11th and 12th in New York, there are another two big shows. So I think it's too much.
And coming to you, Andy, obviously you attend a lot of small hall shows, Andy, where the fans can be raucous. Some big names over last weekend who fought, you know, Tio Lopez, Canelo, Hayner. How much do you put it down to the lack of atmosphere to get them going before the fight?
Well, first and foremost, mate, this is about Turkey's ego, because no other boxing promoter, we're talking about promoters for hundreds of years now, have thought to themselves, tell you what's a really good idea. We won't bother putting this fight in a traditional boxing venue, Madison Square Garden. We won't do that. We won't use the best venue in the world. We'll stick it in Times Square, and then we'll border it all off and not let anyone watch it. I mean, it's all about his ego, mate. Nothing else. That fight venue, that fight show is never going to work.
Yeah, but Andy, can we go the other way with it though, just to be a bit controversial? Can we be getting the ump with something that we all wanted to crave for? So we do want to see these big matchups, and Turkey's given us the matchups, but he's definitely got his concept wrong. You're right, mate. You've actually hit a nail on the head. His ego played a massive factor in last weekend.
Yeah.
And it backfired on him, and he knows it backfired on him. To see the fact that Canelo won a round without throwing a punch, like these things have got to change. And it was a bad weekend for boxing. And there's no banter on you, mate. I know you had your own opinions about the Conor Ben and Eubank, and genuinely there's no banter here. But that to see two lads of a certain level put everything out there. We're watching that more than we're watching Canelo and Skull looking at each other. Yeah. We're watching that with watching Haney do the moonwalk. I mean, fair enough. Haney showed some good skills on the back foot, but didn't throw anything.
No.
And so I think we could also get caught with. I don't want to blame Turkey too much, because we've been asking for this, and we were all excited for that weekend. When you see those matchups, you're thinking, great, what a great weekend. But it just undelivered. It didn't deliver for us.
Quick yes or no then from all three of you. Does Turkey learn his lesson from this last weekend? Yes or no? Brett?
I'll start, mate. Yeah, I think he does. I think he has got an ego, but he does go online. He genuinely does go online. He reads things. He sees things. He's going to know that he's got this one wrong. And that Alcatraz thing needs fucking up. Sorry. That needs getting rid of. It needs getting rid of. The Alcatraz thing it needs to get rid of.
Orkan, yes or no? Does he repeat a stunt like this, Turkey?
I believe he will not listen to other people. He will do his own thing.
And what do you reckon?
I think he'll do it again, but he'll change the concept slightly. But he will do this wacky stuff, mate, because his ego won't allow him not to. He thinks he's God. Well, he kind of is at the minute. You know, he's got no one else to bat him off when it comes to boxing at the minute. He says jump, they all say alright. My comment earlier on, by the way, was not a dig on the fact that we're getting these fights. These fights we were never going to get them. He's the only guy bringing them, so I'm not complaining about that.
Comes at a price a little bit though, don't it? We're learning. Comes at a little bit of a price sometimes.
It does, but he needs to stick to boxing, traditional boxing stuff. He's got some really good stuff right. Bringing the Ring magazine back is brilliant. Bringing that tradition back is brilliant. And then he goes and does something like this in Times Square, and it just for me that's a real big kind of warning sign that we've got to be careful now that he don't just go stupid and become a circus.
Let's see. So we're going to move on swiftly, lads, onto the Leigh Wood card, okay? So I've been at the presser today. Some interesting bits, some non-interesting bits. Not a bad trade card, this one. I think it'll be a good trade card. And the main event, is a bit of a pick and fight. I know I'm a boy. I don't think Leigh's going to have it all his own way in this fight. So I'm just going to touch on a little bit of the undercard. So we've got another Nottingham boy, Ezra Taylor, going in with Troy Jones. Interesting fight. So I'm going to come to Orkan first. Orkan, I know you've given predictions on other shows, so you're probably going to fall in line and give the same prediction. But just for the benefit of this show, give us your prediction, fella.
Yeah, I think Ezra Taylor will come with another statement and win by KO round 4, round 5. Early KO.
Okay, thank you. Brett, same question.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to watching this lad fight. I'm gonna be honest with you boys. I'm gonna get behind him, being a local talent. Up until this point, I've started to research him. I don't know a lot about him, so I'm not gonna give the view that I know all about him. I'm really excited to watch him fight. The fans will get behind, the local support will get behind him. I think just doing my research of just seeing what the records are, though, it might go a little bit later than what Hawk has said there. I think Jones is undefeated, right?
Yeah.
So it may even go to the cards, this one. But again, that's only me going off little bits on YouTube.
We don't need a disclaimer. Let's just have your prediction.
UD.
East Midlands versus West Midlands. The winner likely to get a shot at the British and Commonwealth. A lot on the line. Andy, coming to you.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one as well. It's really interesting. What what Brett just said there is really interesting as well. That he doesn't know a lot about Ezra. Not a lot of Nottingham Fight fans do, because he's not got a big profile in Nottingham, and it's crazy, really, because he's a real talent.
Fought out of London, right, for the majority of his career.
Yeah, and because he's under Frank, mate, and Frank don't put shows on in Nottingham. So the fact we've got this big card in Nottingham with Leigh headlining,
First time in 20 years, first time in 20 years.
There you go.
Wow.
So Ezra getting out in Nottingham is really, really important for his profile. For the fight itself, these two guys, they've got very similar records. Ezra's 11-0 with 8 KOs. Troy's 12-0 with 6. But the interesting thing is are the paths they've taken. So Troy's gone down the traditional route. He's the current English light heavyweight champion. And Ezra's gone the kind of European and WBC international belt route. So it's interesting to see what happens here. I think this is a very good fight, and it'll learn Ezra a lot. I do expect him to come through it because I think he's got more talent if it comes down to it. I'm going to go with a late stoppage. They've both had a few 10-rounders, so it's not like they don't know the distance. I'm going late stop. I think 8 or 9. I think Ezra gets them out.
So it's the first time Ezra Taylor has fought in Nottingham since 2020. So, and that was a leisure centre that he fought in, so a very different atmosphere. I'm going for Ezra Taylor round 8. I think the home crowd will pull him through. And I almost think this is a bit of a breakout fight for Ezra. I think this is a great opportunity for him to put his mark down as a Nottingham fighter. So, fingers crossed.
Let's just hope, Carl, before you move on, sorry, let's just hope there's enough people in the arena the time he comes out.
I think there will be, won't there? I think there will be.
Are you like just to give me the heads up, boys? Because I'll be sat with you. Are you like excited about Ezra? Are you?
It's quality, mate.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah, very exciting fighter. So yeah. Great. Moving on then, Liam Davis versus Kurt Walker. Now this promises to be a bit of a war, this one. Yeah. So I'll come to Andy first, seeing as he's giving it the big. Oh, not sure about this one, where it's going to go. So Andy, over to you. Give us your thoughts and breakdown.
Well, on paper, Liam Davis is been in with a better talent. He's beat the better talent. Don't underestimate what Kurt Walker is capable of. Last time out, he fought Leon Woodstock. We know Leon Woodstock well. Is a Leicester boy. He's been in with the very best. He's been in with Cacace at one point in his career, and it was a very close points decision over in Ireland. Make of that what you will. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Leon took that at quite short notice. Going on recent performances, you've got to say Liam Davis's favourite for this fight. And he quite likes a knockout recently, don't he? So even though I'm going, I actually think if Liam gets on top early, he makes an early night of it.
He did say in the press today, though, Andy, he wants to remind people about his boxing skills to take from that. As well.
Well, I didn't see that. I've been driving, haven't I? So I didn't see that, mate. But I think if he gets the opportunity, mate, he's not going to hang around.
He don't get paid for overtime, do you?
No, that's right. I'm going Liam Davis stoppage within 5.
Okay, Orkan, coming to you next. Give us your breakdown.
I think after the loss to Shabazz Mazou, so I think Liam Davis will take a bit slower in the first few rounds. He will take control of the fight, but I don't think it will be an early stoppage. I think he will win the rounds, most of the rounds, to dominating unanimous decision.
Okay, thank you very much. Brett?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a bit of a war. But I think that Davis is going to come out on top, but I think it'll go to points and Davis will win a unanimous decision.
Yeah, I think Davis is going to stop him late. I think Davis is a better fighter of the two, and levels normally come out on top. Then it's all about levels. Let's go on to the main event then. We're all very excited for this. Brett's travelled God knows how many miles. I'm sure he'll remind us in a bit to attend this fight. So, Brett, give us your breakdown and prediction. Leigh Wood versus Cacace.
Well, you're going to smash me to bits when I start sitting on the fence, aren't you? So I won't sit on the fence because I've not come all this way to sit on the fence. I think this is a spectacular fight. I really do. I just think it's, and the one thing that commented as you lads know of what I think of Leigh Wood is that he comes to fight, so it's not going to be boring. I think Lee's going to touch the canvas at some point. If I'm honest, I think he might sit him with something stiff, and I think he might be down on the cards, and we might just have to see one of those epic nights again. And I think it's going to be in him because I don't. You might have a sense, Carl, with being there. What do you think the attendance is? It's not going to be a 50-50 like it was with Conlon, is it? It's not going to be 50 out. Is it going to be more Nottingham, or what do you reckon? What have you got a sense?
It felt like that. It felt today like 70-30 Nottingham.
Right. Okay. So again, when I talked about those dry cards from last weekend with no atmosphere, with celebrities that look too cool for school if they scream, we're going to be screaming out our voice when he's on top, when he's hurt. We're going to be behind him, because the one thing what you can say about Nottingham, and I know this is the channel for all boxing, but there's a few of us that are connected to Nottingham that we're passionate about our own. And the one thing about this city is you can see from the football teams right now, both football teams are doing well. The city is behind their own, and we're going to get behind him tomorrow. And I'll tell you right now, I know that Leigh is going to leave it all out there. He's going to leave it all out there. And it's been all banter aside, it has been a few hours to get here. It's been a bit of finance to get here, but I don't care, because I know whatever happens tomorrow, it's not going to be a shy performance. He's going to stick it on him, and the best man will win. And I'm going for a Leigh Wood late stoppage because I love the guy and I think he's going to do it. I just do. But that's where I'm at.
Okay, let's go to the other Nottingham voice on the chat, Ander, before we go to the neutral one in Orcan. So, Ander, same question to you.
Oh, mate, this has got classic written all over it.
Fight of the year. Fight of the year.
Yeah, probably, because Leigh's never in a fight that's not fight of the year, is there?
No.
It's really intriguing though, mate. This fight's so intriguing because there's so many questions. The fact that Leigh's been out for 18 months, the fact that it's his first fight at the new weight, the fact that Cacace's on a bit of a roll. But let's not forget that Leigh Wood fought the monster Lara twice in the space of 12 weeks. He fought 3 world title fights in the space of 10 months. The guy deserved a break.
Yeah.
He's had that now. He looks like he's back with a vengeance.
New weight class?
New weight class. He's going to be stronger, mate. There's no two ways about it. He's going to be stronger. I heard a little bit of an interview with Ben Davison on TalkSport today, and Ben says that he's feeling great at the weight. So make of that what you will. He's going to carry that power. Cacace has power, but you look at his record. He hasn't knocked that many people out. He's had recent good form, but if you look at the levels of fighters that they've both been in with, Leigh's been in with much higher level fighters on a regular basis. I'm not being disrespectful to Cacace at all, because
they're both on an Indian summer, though, aren't they? I mean, Cacace gets beat by Martin J. Ward, was it?
Martin J. Ward, and since then he's been in with the likes of Sam Bowen, Leon Woodstock, and then obviously recently the win over Cordina came from nowhere. No one expected him to do that.
That's his best result, right?
That's his best result, and then he's fought without any shadow of doubt. And again, not disrespectful, because I love Josh Warrington, but he fought a shadow of Josh Warrington. So the way I see it is this: if Leigh puts it on him, Leigh stops him. Plain and simple. Because there's no way Cacace's felt Leigh's power. He's not felt anyone that punches like Leigh punches.
And Andy, are you saying that the because obviously, if we're being skeptical, Lee's been at the ring for a reason. It's because his market value nobody wanted to meet his market value. That's why he left Matchroom.
Yeah.
Let's have it right. And also
He had an injury as well.
And and so he's recovered from that, but also because the opponents weren't there. Because obviously Lee's in the twilight end of his career now, isn't he? He's looking for big fights. He wanted the city ground fight. He was so close to it. You know, there's been talks of overseas fights. There's been, you know, the fact that because he's all action, he's never gotten a Saudi card always ceases to amaze me. But do you think? Well, I'll ask everybody this. Do you think that the ring rust could play a factor here, or is he just all action that he can pull it through?
Early doors, it can. Early doors, it plays a factor. Lee's got to be very careful, and Cacace will probably try and put it on him early because of that.
Right.
I think he's had a couple of slow starts, hasn't he, with Warrington and Conlon. Two fighters where he's come out slow. I don't think he can afford to do that at the weekend.
Not with
He can afford to do it, Carl, if he boxes for the first few rounds. He's capable. Lee's a very, very good boxer. People forget that. If he boxes for the first few rounds, feels his way into the fight, which I think he needs to do. But it's whether he's allowed to do it, because I think Cacace will try and put it on him early.
But you say Cacace's never felt anything like Wood. I'd argue Wood's never felt anything like Cacace
really?
as well.
He's fought Lara twice.
Yeah. I think he banged probably hard as he's felt.
No, I don't agree with you, mate. I don't agree with you. He punches hard. But I don't believe for 1 second.
That extra £4 makes a big difference. Well, it'll be more than £4 by the time he steps in the ring. But that being that new weight class, there's another question mark.
It is a question mark. You're right. Yeah. That's why it's intriguing, mate.
Yeah,
and don't get me wrong, Cacace's dangerous because he's a big lad, and he does punch hard.
And he throws in clusters, right? He throws in clusters.
It's what makes the fight intriguing. This is why we're so up for it.
I'm still going Leigh Wood round 12, by the way.
It's going to be a great fight. I don't see that we're gonna air the 12th. I don't think we'll see the last round, mate.
I think the two tough men who are gonna be giving it all. I can see.
What's the neutral saying though? What's Håkan saying?
I had a prediction, a tactical prediction on another channel. So here, what I think. I think Leigh Wood has been out too long.
We're not going to lie. We're not going to lie.
His inactivity will play a part in the start of the fight. And I think that Leigh Wood will come on very good in the later rounds, and then it will go to a judge's decision. And I think Leigh Wood could take it on points, but I think it will be controversial. That's my prediction.
So just clarify then, you think Leigh Wood's going to win on points to a controversial point?
Yeah.
Okay.
A bit similar to the Badou Jack fight last weekend.
So you think, let's have it right, you think he's going to get a hometown decision? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, I think so.
Right. Interesting.
It's a fair comment though, Carl, because you know what it's like in that arena. Every jab, every hook, every straight that he lands,
everyone's cheering.
It's gonna be erupting.
Well, let's have it right. We've seen a few of them in the past, haven't we? You know, some of these decisions where the punches don't land and everyone's cheering, the judges get swayed by it, and yeah,
happens, and that's not just a Nottingham thing, though, is it?
No,
all over the world.
Don't get me lynched in the streets of Nottingham. I was never suggesting that was a Nottingham thing. Gee, I've got to go to the weigh-in tomorrow. So we all think that Leigh Wood's going to win then, so we're all going to be cheering come Saturday about 11 o'clock, 10:30. So thank you for joining the show, and I know we haven't done many lives later, but we'll start picking this up now. The fights are coming thick and fast. Brett, thank you very much for joining, fella. I'll see you in Riverside Farm in about half an hour. Håkan, thanks for joining from Scandinavia, fella. We'll probably do a review show on Sunday. Keep an eye out on the socials. This has been Boxing, proudly sponsored by LW Lifting and SC Travel. We'll see you on the next one. Post, comment, like, and subscribe.